Today we are going to speak about oneness. What is oneness? Why oneness is important? What is the meaning of oneness? If you haven't watched the previous messages, we can reflect on the past episode. We started with what is eclipse prophecy of 2024 is it true and all that. And the second one was America is like the days of Noah after the totality. Third one was America falling apart. And fourth one, we spoke about return of ancient Western gods. These things we learn. So today's topic is oneness, unity of God's creation. Today we are gonna talk about creation and the oneness of God. What is oneness of God? Law of gravity. When we study the law of gravity, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. So the heavens and the earth and everything is held by gravity. Unseen threads are holding our whole universe together. The law of gravity plays a big role. So the gravity is the fundamental force of nature, shapes the motion of planets, stars, and galaxies throughout the universe. Our planet orbits the sun, and moon orbit our earth. It's not pulling away, it's pulling inside because the gravity is in such measurement. The whole thing is held with a single thread. It's people can't imagine how this gravity and everything, these forces keeps us together without us getting destroyed. We are not expanding or we are not getting into a black hole because our sun, moon, and everything, the gravitational attraction is in unity. That's why the life on earth is sustained. When God created the heavens and the earth, He created this law of gravity. If law of gravity didn't listen to God, our world will in a mess. Maybe our earth will be floating away from the sun, and we won't have life in this earth. And because the moon is not circling around, the tides and waves of the sea won't be there, and the climate changes won't be there. So we can see everything has God has created in perfect harmony. So we can see earth is 400 times away from sun, and the sun is 400 times larger than the moon. Because of that only we saw the totality, the solar eclipse. The whole sun covered the moon. Because of this way the planetary system is created. The moon and sun and all those measurements God created in the beginning. He made in oneness to be the timekeeper for our universe. So law of gravity plays a critical role, creating celestial body pulls together the material such as gas and dust from which stars and planets are formed. Gravity depends on two factors, mass and distance. If mass changes in our earth, and the distance will also change. So the perfect measurements go when God creating our planet, He did for the perfect measurements so that life can be sustained. The earth gravity keeps us grounded. If there is no gravity, we will be floating away. So nothing will be sticking to the atmosphere, and the gases will all go. The oxygen, all what we breathe, and everything will be going away. However, our atmosphere is in the precise way so that the life can be. Because of this unity of mass and distance, the universe stays together. So we can see the whole universe is a marvelous creation by God, and His laws govern the whole universe because it is created in the will of God and the laws of God are working according to His will. The whole world is giving us, we can live because of that main reason only. When God created the universe in unity without destruction, the word shalom means peace. So the whole universe was in peace and harmony. So the whole universe worked together towards a single objective to create a space where God can create life on earth. So oneness is shalom. So now we know the oneness of creation is shalom, the peace. The creation was made to be in unity with each other and with God. This is the oneness of creation that preserves life. If anything goes out of order, it will destroy. The laws of God only keeps everything intact. If any natural law is broken, it will be the end of life. This is why it is important keeping the laws of God. If not, shalom on earth will end. So the peace on earth will end if we disobey God's law. So the oneness depends on obeying God, obeying our Creator, and ruling over the creation. Satan was a rebellious person. He wanted to rebel against God. So he worked against this oneness. Okay, he worked against this oneness. He knew the main part of God's creation is being one with God and obeying His law and all that. So Satan want to break this. So we can see First Peter, be alert and sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to be devoured. So he is a cunning person. He wants to destroy what God created. He wants to us to be destroyed. So he was against this oneness. So when God created the universe, He created the rulers. So first, God created man. God created man in His own image, and the Spirit of God was in him. Man had to be obedient to God. Okay, man had to be obedient to God. So man was created with the Spirit of God. The woman was created out of the rib of a man. So a part was taken out of a man to create woman. Woman had to be the helper and be obedient to the man. So first man had to be obedient to God, and second, woman have to be obedient to man and be obedient to man and be a helper, be the ruler of this world. One flesh, okay, man, woman became one flesh before God and rule the world. So all three, the three person, all of these three things gathered as one to rule the world. So to rule the universe, you need man, woman, and God. All three needs to work together, coordinated and work together in order to make this rule this world. You rule this universe. The only way to break is to make man not to listen to God's will. So we can see this apply to all man and woman because God created man using a part of his spirit and the woman with the part of a man. The union was made by all three getting together. If there is no God, man won't exist. If man does not exist, woman will not be there, and the creation will not exist if man was not there. The existence is interrelated. We see if a man is not there, the woman won't be there. If God is not there, man won't be there. So everything works together. Everything is interrelated. If man was not created, the earth won't be there. The creation won't be there. There is no purpose, God, to create this universe and the earth and everything. Because God loved man and he wanted his son to inherit this earth, he created this earth in harmony. God, man, and woman, all three together rule the entire universe. This is God's wants this to happen. This is what we are for. We are to rule this world. However, we can see we are not ruling the world. The only way to destroy creation is destroy oneness. Now, to destroy whatever the thing is, one is to break law of gravity or this oneness of creation. If someone destroys it, the whole life on earth will be destroyed. Now the serpent was more subtle and than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. He said unto the woman, Yea, had God said, Ye shall not eat every tree of the garden. So the the devil was asking the woman, what did God say? What did God say? He was tempting woman to do something that against God's will. Now, in the beginning, when God created the earth, he created the tree of knowledge and also tree of life. And God said to Adam, the first man, not to go and eat from the tree of knowledge because it's kept for a specific purpose. So you should not eat it. If you eat it, you will die. So that was the warning God gave man. God wanted man to obey God without being type of a robot. You know, if I give you a command, do that, you have to do it. But God gave us a free will and he gave us free choices. Okay, if you want to rule this world without me, go ahead. So there is tree of knowledge of good and evil. You can go and eat. But if you eat of it, surely there will be no life. You will die. So that was the warning God gave man. So man had to obey God and woman had to obey man. So all three together work in unity. This is the main purpose how God created the universe and all the things. If the moon doesn't go around the circle around the earth, earth won't function. The earth doesn't move around the sun, the seasons won't go and the life won't be in earth. So this because the law of gravity and everything obeys God, there is life on earth. Now, if somebody to disobey the law of God and his commandments, that means the end of life. So God gave said, okay, if you break my laws and you do your own will of knowing good and evil, then the end will come to you. That was the warning given to man. So man anyway conveyed that to the woman, the first woman, Eve. However, serpent tempted man. We can see that we are fearfully, wonderfully made by God so that we can rule over this creation. He created man and woman to rule over with oneness with God. Man was made out of God's spirit and woman was formed out of a man's rib, and this is to signify that all three have parts shared to rule the world with oneness. If one part fails, then everything crumbles down. We are interrelated with each other. Without oneness, the creation will be destroyed and we will die off. We cannot live forever without being one with God. We need to ask ourselves if we have peace, shalom with God, and is God a part of our day to day life? If we are broken away, that means our life can also fall apart. That is why mankind fight against the creation and the creator. We need to first know what really broke us apart. If 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 there is a way to bring everything together, so we can see that everything God created for his to work in perfect harmony. But we can see the harmony is destroyed, the peace is destroyed. So what happened? We can see that Satan tempted man, and he anyway uh, made the woman to eat the knowledge of good and evil. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not die, for God don't know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as God, knowing good and evil. So, in order to become more like God, what man did was to eat the fruit. Anyway, we know that if we are one with God, we are like God to the whole creation. However, Satan deceived man and woman to disobey God because we were the rulers, first rulers who ruled over the earth. When Jesus walked on water, he defied gravity. He defied every law of creation. He walked on water. So when God created man, he created with that intention. So man would rule the world and he would create more things and do the will of God on earth. However, what we did was we failed, we broke, and we went into our own knowledge. This is the fall. This is the broken nature of man. We are broken away. I will give you an example. Now, we are gods. Think we are gods. Okay. We made the phone. Okay. The phone, you have a phone and you have a charger cable. Okay. And you have a power outlet. Okay. So if the charger cable is plugged to the wall, only the power comes through the cable. And the cable, if the cable is plugged to the phone only, the phone gets charged. Same in this unity of creation. When when man plug themselves to God, only they can rule over the world. If we are disconnected from God, the world will die, because the good and evil, if man do it unsupervised, that means, man is rejecting God's will. That means the whole universe will fall. Let's say man can change the gravitational pulls and everything. Let's say they have learned how to do it. Okay, they if they think, okay, we don't need to circle around the sun, we'll break free from the sun's gravitational pull and go away. If man thinks like that, and if they think, okay, it's good, we can, without a spacecraft, we can find more life on other planets, so we can take our own earth from out of the sun and go. If they think and do it without knowing God's purpose for the universe, what will happen? The earth will move away from the sun, and it will the whole life will die, because there is no light, there is no heat, There is no atmosphere. There, the moon is also gone. If the moon, if scientists tell, no, we don't need the moon. Why moon is so circling around? Will destroy moon and will nuclear bomb it and destroy the moon. What will happen? Man have the power to do that. But if someone does that, the whole life on earth will destroy. So disconnection from the creator means the fall. Okay, so the first part of the series, the fall, man has fallen because of this. We can see this is the same thing happened to America, the Western countries, and even Israel. This is the fall. Uh, God made nations, and He said to obey His laws and do His will. When they broke all the laws, they broke oneness with God. Because they broke oneness with God, the destruction came to them. First, the destruction came to Israel. Israel broke the oneness with God. They did their own thing. They broke the laws. They did their own thing. And what happened? Because they broke the covenant, what happened? They got destroyed. And same thing is going to happen to the Western countries. Why they are getting destroyed is they are broken away from the will of God. We can see, I will explain on the next next part, the fall. Because of the fall, the gospel is also getting eclipsed, and gospel is also changing away from laws, and they are also breaking the law. The gospel and the Christians are breaking the law. Because of they are breaking the law, the destruction is coming to the Western countries. This is the main reason why West is falling, because God blessed the nation when they obeyed the law. But when they broke the law, what happened to the West? It is falling apart. This is the same thing is happening. What serpent did was he made the Western people to break the laws of God. Now we will go to the fall, the second part, and you can follow up second part. Then there will be 40 messages on this. These 40 messages is actually for us to get right with God as Christians and as believers of Christ. We need to learn from history and also not to make the mistakes again. Let's join us next episode. We will talk about the oneness, the fall of oneness. In the next episode, we'll talk about that. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because these messages will come in a series and you will learn about these things. So I encourage you to share these messages and also get other people also get into this lamentation and to connect with God and to understand His will for us. God bless you all. We'll meet in the next session.